One of the things I am most concerned about is climate change.
Yes.
This is a very, very serious problem. And one of the most important things to understand is that it would be relatively easy to meet the challenge of this problem if people would really investigate what their habits are and how strongly they insist in maintaining their habits, which are largely destructive to the environment of the planet on a large scale. But it only takes a small effort to change your habits if you can begin to recognize how these habits are destructive.
I think the fundamental thing is more a change of consciousness. Humans, we're part of the biosphere. We're a product of the biosphere. You know, we must insist on protecting nature because protecting nature is protecting us in extremely deep and profound, and we can't really allow industry and agriculture to be making bad air, you know, dubious food with chemicals we don't know the impact of, and bad water. This is unacceptable.
It's very terrible because we're very wasteful of everything. We buy things and then we don't use it for shortly thereafter, and we throw it away and we buy something else. We are a waste society. And this is one of the main ways in which we're very destructive.
Yes.
And that goes for the waste of energy as well as material things. We leave the lights on, use air conditioning when it isn't necessary. We drive one person in a car instead of sharing rides, or riding a bicycle, which will make you healthier anyway.
Yes.
So the consequences are that we're doing very, very serious damage to our planet and to the balances that are normal or that we inherited when we came to this planet. And now the balances are being disturbed and we are seeing the consequences. Like, for example, droughts and violent storms and floods. And our biggest immediate danger is that we will lose productivity of agriculture. And then, of course, that means we won't have food to eat.
Yes.
And that means that many poorer populations will be the ones who most immediately feel that. And then they will become displaced people who are trying to go somewhere else to find food. Displacement of large populations means conflict and leads to war, and all sorts of things will flow from this. So if we do not get climate change under control very quickly, and it is very important, we will have very serious consequences on us.
And for you, what are the solutions? Change our habits and...
Well, the most important thing is to change one's attitude and to realize that the most important thing to do is to look at what is happening and to begin to study what can be done to change it.
How we actually can integrate the industrial world, including agriculture, with the biosphere.
Yes.
It's the most important question that we have. We have to become grounded, and it's very fulfilling, for your heart to actually, and this is reality, to understand that, the biosphere, I'm part of the biosphere. I'm a participant. And what's keeping me alive is not my refrigerator or my electrical system or my heating and cooling. Fundamentally, it's the action of the biosphere that's keeping us and all life going. Everything that you do has an impact. I think what was lost in the transition to the modern world is virtually every ancient, indigenous, native culture had a sense of cooperation, and that the earth and their part of it was sacred. A lot of the solutions are parts of the puzzle. There isn't like one solution. It's a multi-pronged thing. But for example, greening cities, starting to have urban city agriculture, we become immune or oblivious to the fact that we have bad water that we don't quite trust for good reasons. We have air pollution, which I learned when I was researching my latest work, is like the 8th biggest killer of people on the planet.
This is not easy, and I don't mean to suggest that it is easy,
Yes.
but it is relatively easy to change your habits. The first thing will be to change attitudes and realize what is happening,
Yes.
and then organize collectively in ways that will begin to change things.
Yes.
And a key to that is changing habits.
Yes.
And so it is very important that a lot of effort be made to do something about this, because people always want everything to be easy.
Yes.
So they think that, oh, well, somebody else will take care of it, or our government will take care of it, or something will, the big industry leaders will take care of it. No, that will not happen. What is very important is that large numbers of people do what they can personally, and to insist that other things be done on a much larger scale
Yes.
by the government, by the leaders of industry, to find alternate ways to operate.